and welcome to Let's Talk AppSecOps. My name is Mark Lambert, Chief Product Officer at ArmorCode, and I'm joined by my very good friend, albeit on the other side of the world, Luis Guzman. How are you doing, Luis?
I'm doing excellent, Mark. How are you?
I am fantastic. Well, as anybody who watches the podcast will know, this isn't my normal background. And also, this isn't my normal voice. So I'm here in Mumbai, India, the financial capital of India, at the chapter launch for the Purplebot community here at the KPMG offices. Fantastic meeting we've had. We attempted a LinkedIn live stream. Unfortunately, the video upload didn't quite work as we would hope, but it's there. So please go ahead and check it out. It's actually at the end of a fantastic week for us at ArmorCode. We actually had our India company meeting. Everybody joined us in Goa. So check out the LinkedIn posts if you want to see some comical photos. I'm sure with me with a clown hair, it's probably going to be there as well. So please check that out. But anyway, so we're here at the Purplebot community launch in Mumbai. And really, I think, Luis, this is a great time for us to talk about something we've not talked about in the podcast, which is community, right? You know,
exactly.
You need a group of people to help you. And this is the thing that I love about Purplebot community. So I have my AppSec background, as we talked about before. You have your endpoint and your infrastructure background, and the community really does embody bringing these things together. I've learned stuff that I wasn't really that familiar with coming into it. The book itself, I haven't even talked about the book. The book is a very valuable resource to help organizations understand software security. Why don't you share with me, Luis, what is your experiences being with PBC or other communities as well, OWASP and the like? So kind of let's talk about that.
I think it's huge, right? One, that you have some kind of community to get that outlet, because my wife's not a good community to talk about application security or vulnerability management. She looks at me, she says, "That's for work. Don't talk to me about it." So the whole point is we have to be able to talk to people about what we do, how we do it, maybe a better, learning how to jig something a little bit differently, because, hearing you talk about application security when you first started to hearing you now, there's an actual progression of what it is that you put in from your background to what you've learned in the last 15 months, right? So just that little bit, I can look at where I was 18 months ago, just with my vulnerability management, having the previous experience from the other companies that I came through with SIM, to now I'm just like, whoa, that's a whole other dynamic that I didn't have. And that is caused by people and conversations and blogs and webinars and all of this data that can be, massaged and consumed in a way that I understand and that I enjoy. That's why we do what we do. That's why we're doing this too.
Yeah, exactly. As you bring up a good point. That's why we do this, right? We do this because this whole show came about because you and I realized that we talk about this kind of stuff all the time, right? We're buddies. We need a community, and that's really what PBC is. It's a bunch of friends, right? You are sharing experiences. When I first joined the community, it was shortly after Log4j had come out. Can't believe how many times I've said Log4j this week. Okay, but whatever. It was when that first came out, and one of the first sessions that I recall strongly is where Piyush was sharing about how they were responding to, or how they had responded to Log4j, and really the community was like, okay, so how do we protect ourselves for the next one? And that ability to crowdsource, right, best practices, understand what frameworks somebody's developed and how they've deployed these, the lessons that they've learned, so you can learn from those without making the same mistakes. And I really feel that PBC really drives that, and it really helps us uncover best practices, new approaches, and along with other chapters that are out there as well. I think OWASP is another great community as well. I participate with the group in Los Angeles, and I was actually at the OWASP Global. Were you there with me at the global one in San Francisco? I don't think you were you?
No, I'm going to do the one at the end of the month for Austin on February 28th. I'll be doing your talk track with my flavor.
Okay, for super. And I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So that I
Mhm.
don't have to jump back from a plane from Mumbai and immediately jump on a plane to Austin. But and there's also ISACA as well. That's another great
Mhm.
community as well. I mean, really, the ability to learn from others. And I think community is also really important, as we've gone to this remote world. I mean, PPC was launched in, at the beginning of COVID, right? That was the thing. People were like, I couldn't connect. There was no ability to share experiences, but we all had jobs to do. So
Mhm.
PVC was launched in the middle of COVID, and now we're all remote working on other sides of the world. And I think it's important for us to be able to expand that. The thing I am loving about PVC at the moment is these local chapters. So we launched New York, Atlanta, now, and Delhi was like in November, I
Mhm.
think, and
Yep.
then now just Mumbai. Are we doing one in Texas as well? Do you know?
We're doing either Dallas or Austin. I don't remember which one we decided on, but yeah, we're doing one in Texas.
I prefer Austin. The barbecue is better.
It is.
Sorry, people in Dallas. So so which groups do you belong to? Are you
So,
a member of OWASP, or do you just kind
so
of like
I'm a member of
moonlight
OWASP.
there?
No, no, I'm a member of
Hmm.
OWASP. I'm a silent member of PBC because I don't want to put my vendor spin on it, so I just listen. Um, Also for ISC², part of the ISC² community. And there's a couple of local groups here, like Leet Speak and a couple of other things that are more grassroots, with guys that dress like this all the time. So
Hmm.
it's so yeah, I try to be in everything, especially with my counterparts who speak Spanish, right? There's a whole other world literally in LATAM that does application security, that does vulnerability management a little bit differently than we do here in the United States and even in India. But that's what community is about. And I think that's what this whole episode really is going to showcase. Producer Jeremy just said, have a great time, guys.
Yeah. So the other thing is that I found interesting. So obviously this is the inaugural Mumbai section. So a chapter. So the first thing is like, hey, what do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to learn about? And
Hmm.
it's all the same stuff that we hear from everybody else. It's consistent, but there are twists to it, right? So, privacy, there's the Indian data
Hmm.
protection law that's currently, but I didn't know it existed until today, but, there's in progress. One of the members was like, hey, I really don't understand what an S-bomb is. Great. So
Hmm.
I had me and S-bomb, right? So we had just a great chat about that as well. API security. We're in Mumbai, right? This is the financial hub for India. So APIs are the ways that the financial industry is being broken apart, basically enabling small startups to provide like payment services and payment processing and things like that. How's that all enabled? APIs,
APIs.
right? Do you know
Hmm.
that if that API is being constructed well? Well, you don't. That's what you need an SBOM for, right? So being able to analyze the vendors. Is there somebody behind me? So we go. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There-
It's pretty late here. It's actually 8:30 here in Mumbai. So as I said, I'm in the KPMG offices. So thank you to KPMG for letting us host this here. So
That's
I
so
think,
cool.
I think this kind of like brings us to a nice little wrap. So, I think the community is important, right? In home life as well as in work life, and especially in remote life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And to
Anything else you wanted to add, or
I was just gonna say, to steal a line from the Mandalorian, this is the way. This is what we got to
this
do
is
right here.
and next week, actually, this podcast is going out probably right at when season 3 starts. All right. Good night, my friend. I look forward to seeing you next week.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Take care.